Now, from the nation's capital, here's the Pentagon Channel's ATS In Brief.
The National Guard Bureau says it's met President Bush's directive to provide up to 6,000 National Guard members to help patrol southern U.S. borders by August 1st. The Bureau says nearly 6,200 Army and Air National Guard soldiers and airmen are deployed in support of Operation Jumpstart. The $770 million operation in support of Customs and Border Protection could continue up to 2 years. The U.S. Border Patrol credits National Guardsmen with a drop in the number of illegal immigrants crossing the border into Tucson, Arizona. Border Patrol spokesmen say the number of people caught attempting to cross the border has dropped from 600 a day in March to 200 in July. Dozens of Rhode Island National Guardsmen were called to duty this weekend to help with Operation Jumpstart. 40 members of the 281st Combat Communications Group said goodbye to their loved ones Monday. They're off on a 3-week deployment to New Mexico. They'll set up satellite dishes to link transmissions along the 4 border states.
If you go out to the Mexican border, it's basically a barren land and there's no communications down there. So what we do, because we do it so much over in Egypt, is that we set up remote communications and tactical communication.
We'll be back in a couple weeks and just glad to be able to provide a mission that certainly is what the Guard was intended for, Homeland Defense.
Dozens Nebraska National Guardsmen are out battling wildfires popping up in their state. Soldiers have been helping to fight the fires from the air and on the ground. And when one fire burned dangerously close to the edge of a town, the Guard was also called upon to help with evacuations. So far, 180 soldiers are involved, along with 3 helicopters.
We have about 3 air guardsmen on duty out of those 180, but at the present time it's 180 Army National Guard soldiers, along with 2 fire trucks that are mounted on Hemet chassis that are made to fight rough terrain fires. Those 2 units have been on site since Saturday.
Another 50 soldiers are on standby to help fight the wildfires in Nebraska. Tennessee soldiers began mobilizing Sunday for another tour of duty. The Army reservists with the 678th Personnel Services Battalion said goodbye to family and friends as they started preparing for deployment to the Middle East. This is the second time they have been called to active duty in the last 4 years.
It's a very difficult day. I have a lot of loved ones here that mean a lot to me. But that's also the reason why I'm doing it, is so my nieces, nephews, I have 3 sons, all of them can grow up in a society that's free.
The unit will train first at Fort McCoy in Wisconsin. Soon after, they'll receive specifics on their upcoming mission. This group is scheduled to return in 12 to 14 months. Changes are coming to North American Aerospace Defense Command and U.S. Northern Command in Colorado Springs. Over the next few years, some NORAD and NORTHCOM military and civilian positions currently at Cheyene Mountain will be relocated to Peterson Air Force Base. The move is being made to improve operational effectiveness, but NORAD leaders say Cheyenne Mountain will remain in operation.
If the intelligence indicates that the possibility of ballistic missiles is significant, we can come back up here and we will return to Cheyenne Mountain for exercises on a periodic, scheduled, and sometimes no-notice basis, just to make sure that we can continue to operate from up there should the situation so warrant.
On Friday, August 4th, the U.S. Coast Guard celebrates its 216th birthday. In honor of that milestone, the Pentagon Channel is running a week-long series on the 5th branch of the military. The Coast Guard was founded in 1790, 15 years after the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps were born.
It started as the Revenue Cutter Service. It really didn't have an official name at the very beginning. Alexander Hamilton envisioned a force of small cutters to collect customs for the United States.
Today's Coast Guard is under the Department of Homeland Security, with a new mission added to their long list of duties, guarding against terrorism.
It's always been adaptable to any current problem or incident or event. We're always ready to adapt.
You can see more of the Coast Guard history, from chasing rum runners during Prohibition to fighting in Vietnam and Iraq, on Around the Services at PentagonChannel.mil.
To find out how you can watch the Pentagon Channel where you live, contact your local cable provider.
PSP share prices for Tuesday, August 1st opened at $11.48 for the G Fund, $10.47 for the F Fund, $14 even for the C Fund, $16.73 for the S Fund, and $19.58 for the I Fund. For the Pentagon Channel, I'm Army Sergeant Lee McMahon.